What makes delineating drainage divides difficult in flat areas? Imagine trying to draw a line that separates two water paths, but the land around you is so flat that it feels like the water just spreads out everywhere. That's what makes mapping drainage divides in flat areas such as plains or coastal regions so tricky. Usually these divides are marked by ridges or hills, but in flat terrains, those features are very subtle or almost absent. Without noticeable elevation changes, it becomes hard to tell where one drainage basin ends and another begins. One big reason is that tiny differences in elevation can change water flow direction, but these differences are often too small to see on standard maps or digital models. When the land is flat, even a few inches of variation can make a difference, but detecting such small changes requires very detailed data. Regular topographic maps might miss these subtle features, leading to inaccuracies in mapping the divides. Another challenge is that water moves very slowly across flat surfaces. Instead of rushing down a steep slope, water tends to spread out and pool, creating ambiguous flow paths. This slow movement makes it difficult to trace where water is heading, which complicates identifying the exact boundary between drainage basins. Without clear channels or ridges, natural divides are not obvious, forcing mapmakers to relying on very high-resolution elevation data. Using tools like light detection and ranging, or LiDAR, can help because they capture tiny elevation differences. But these tools are expensive and requiring specialized skills to interpret. If only coarse data is available, small but important features might be missed, leading to errors in mapping. Human activities also add to the confusion. In flat areas, farming, urban development, and artificial drainage systems often alter natural water flow. These modifications can obscure the original natural divides, making it even harder to identify where one basin ends and another begins. Furthermore, because the natural drainage paths are often long and shallow in flat regions, they may not follow natural divides at all. Sometimes, artificial drainage systems are built to control water flow, but these do not always match the original natural boundaries. This mismatch complicates efforts to map accurate drainage divides. Understanding these challenges is vital for managing water resources, planning flood control measures, and protecting ecosystems. Accurate mapping helps predict how water moves across the landscape, which is essential for designing effective drainage infrastructure. It also helps land planners and environmentalists understand how water systems function in flat terrains. In essence, the main difficulty in mapping drainage divides in flat areas comes down to the lack of obvious topographic cues. Without clear ridges or valleys, mapmakers need to rely on very detailed data, careful analysis, and sometimes guesswork. Recognizing these factors helps us better understand how water systems work in these landscapes and how to manage them effectively.